Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Today, our group 3, will present for the case study 1. Before that, I will introduce my group member. First, Amirul Aiman. Second, Nadia Aimisha Irwana. Third, Nur Rishida. Fourth, Nurul Ain. And lastly, me, Nurul Najiha Yusof, with matric number 281333. I will present for the question A, which the question asks us to construct context diagram, data flow diagram, and flowchart diagram for SSU sale order system and SSU cash receipt procedure. The first thing we have to do is to find the important point, which is the entity and activity that given in narrative provide. Okay, first I will talk about SSU sale order system. Okay, we have 6 entity for SSU sale order system, which is customer, sale order clerk, computer, warehouse clerk, billing clerk, and account receivable clerk. Each one has their own role, starting from the customer order, then followed by the sale order clerk, who enter the information received either manually or automatically, and that is the role of the computer when the information is entered automatically. Then we send to the warehouse clerk. We use for stock release requested item. Billing clerk who print out the invoice, and account receivable clerk who produce digital record for AR subsidiary ledger. Okay, the second is SSU cash receipt procedure. Cash receipt procedure, which the entity we figure out is customer, mailroom clerk, account receivable clerk, cash receipt clerk, and computer. Same like sale order system, each entity has its own role. Customer will send the remitted advice and check, and then mailroom clerk will open and separate the document before sending to the account receivable clerk, who will access client account for digital AR ledger. The cash receipt clerk will post the cash receipt journal and provide hard copy deposit, and then send it to the bank. Computer, still the same, will put each particular piece of information for specific account automatically. Okay, through this, we can construct the diagram that mentioned earlier. Okay, that's all from me. I will pass it to the next presenter.
Hi, I will continue for the rest of questions in part A. For question B, there are 3 strengths of internal control procedures that are present in the SSU revenue cycle. The first one is to manage the risk linked with the credit extension. Internal controls conduct a credit check on every new customer to avoid some risks such as bad debt exposure. After the customer's order are recorded in the SSU revenue cycle, the company program will automatically check the customer's credit by referring a credit history file. Only if the credit authorized will the sales procedure begin. The second strength is protect the customer's information. If fraud or unauthorized access to data happens, good internal control will guarantee that the responsible party or parties are identified. There will have been safeguards in place to ensure that no unauthorized parties had access to the records if proper internal controls had been in place and were functioning properly. In the SSC revenue, only the cash receipt clerk has authorized to receive checks and post them to the cash receipt from his or her terminal. The third strength is internal control. Ensures that all data is captured correctly. The financial information in the reports that are released is accurate because of the information in effective internal control. Internal control in the SSU revenue cycle will automatically record customer information into company terminal that is networked to a centralized computer program in the computer operations department for those who will use online orders. Meanwhile, the clerk manually enters orders and received by email and telephone. For question C, there are 5 possible witnesses in the SSU revenue cycle examined. The first witness is the cash receipt clerk creates a hard copy deposit slip by hand and mails it to the bank along with the check. This is unacceptable because asset custody and record keeping responsibilities should be separated. The second witness is the warehouse clerk picks up the specific items from the shelves using the sales order as a stock release document. This is illegal since the warehouse clerk should apply for the picking ticket as a stock release document for the warehouse pick goods activity. The third witness is a bill of lading and a package slip manually prepared by the warehouse clerk and sent with the items to the carrier. This is illegal since the ship clerk should prepare the bill of lading. The fourth witness is payments and remittance advice are received by the mailroom. This is improper because after separating the two papers, the clerk should create a cash pre-list or remittance list that lists all of the payment received and sends check to the cashier and remittance advice to accounts receivable. Last but not least, from his or her terminal, the cash receipt clerk received the checks and post them to the cash receipt journal. This is incorrect because the clerk did not double check the checks for accuracy and completeness against the remittance list before adding them to the cash receipt diary. Next question D. There are several risk exposures that might have resulted from each of the internal control witnesses identified in question C. For the first witness, the risk exposure that might result is a risk of misappropriation of cash receipts and inventory. For the second one, the risk exposure that might result is inaccurate transaction recording in journals and accounts. For the third witness, the risk exposure that might result is also inaccurate transaction recording in journals and accounts. For the fourth one, the risk exposure that might result is also inaccurate transaction recording in journals and accounts. And for the last witness, the risk exposure that might result is unauthorized access to accounting records and reports. Finally, the last question for part A, which is about suggestions, appropriate internal control procedures associated with each of witnesses identified in C. For the first witness, the appropriate internal control procedure is supervision. For the second witness, the appropriate internal control procedure is the segregation of duties. For the third witness, the appropriate internal control procedure is supervision. For the fourth one, the appropriate internal control procedure which is standardized financial document. And last but not least, for the last witness, the appropriate internal control procedure is the segregation of duties. That's for part A. We will continue for the next part, which is part B. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum everyone, I am Nur Shida Binti Muzlan, metric number 281081. I will continue this presentation with part B, digitalization in academic and social. During this pandemic COVID-19, many businesses struggling to keep their business running, so they are encouraged to transform their business from conventional platform to digital business operations. The first method will be by social media. Social media help increasing revenue as many people will remain at home and spend most of their time on social media. Besides that, it can also cut expenditure as they won't have to pay for rent or utilities like they would have to pay in physical store. Examples of social media are Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Second, animation and editing software. This software can aid in marketing plans because buyers will be more interested in purchasing or investing money after viewing edited or designed videos and photos. With that, it can increase business revenue, cut expenditure as it would be done by SMEs itself without hiring other people. Move on to the next, digital wallet. Digital wallet or electronic wallet is an application that allows users, particularly online shoppers, to make online payments without having to visit a bank branch. The process of using digital wallet is also very simple. SME can apply this method into their business so that there will be less physical contact during COVID-19. Next, e-commerce trading. E-commerce makes the process of buy and sales easier and more convenient by simply using one's finger. This method is very popular nowadays. This platform provides secure banking system, which with this you can gain more customers and earn more income. The examples are Shopee, Lazada, Zalora, Mudah, and others. Last but not least, electronic mail. The function of email is to allow one to send and receive messages from and to anyone in the world who has an email address. Email is the most popular marketing channel in integrated multi-channel campaigns. SME can gain income through this email. To conclude, many businesses are suffering from this pandemic due to our academic decline. With all of this method, it can help the business, especially B40 Group, to keep their business running. That's all from us. Stay safe everyone. Thank you.